Bryant Mann. Work for White Pine Paving. My mother and father have owned it. We're in our 32nd season of a construction business. Great outfit. We've been paving and stone and milling for, like I said, 32 years. I've been doing it my whole life. This is what I know. I've grown into the business. Tried the college thing, and the business was better. We're dealing with a Kenworth W900L. Has a C15 in it, 18 speed with a 373 rears in it. It's always been a daycab. Didn't look like this when we bought it. It was we were actually the second owners of the truck. It had probably 600,000 on it when we bought it. This truck was in and out of coal and ash its whole life. That's all it did. Up in Cumberland, Maryland, up in the mountains, and down in Sparrows Point, down in Baltimore. It made that trip once or twice a day, and this truck was trashed. I mean, it was
pretty rough.
It was rough. We bought this 2012-ish. We ran it for a couple years before we even touched it, and we brought it in, and it just started. We were going to just paint it, and then we were going to go back out the door, and that was it. And
a little mechanical work, maybe.
Little mechanical work, fix the bushings in the rears and stuff. Then it turned into, we're going to go to Kentucky, go to Louisville. And it just started evolving, and everything was built in-house. There wasn't many things out that we didn't do. My father did all the paint. I had another guy and myself. We did all the fabrication and all the little trinket stuff. We were sitting at the lunch table one day, and we were just sitting there, and everybody's like, we need something extra under the door. And we're like, it used to just have panels, the blank panels. And we already had the grill done. We had the grill in the works. So we had the idea of the grill, which was had all the cutouts in it. And then we started taking pieces of cardboard and making this, because you can't buy this piece. Because we wanted it to go down lower to cover up the underneath the frame and just hide the underside of the truck. And we're like, why don't we put some more equipment in there and backlight it and all this stuff? And it just turned into another project. It took a couple of days to figure out, and then we went to a local machine shop that does mostly all military stuff. And we had a couple of buddies up there that worked, and was like, we got a laser, okie dokie, make it happen. And they banged it out for us, and it turned out absolutely phenomenal. Ridge Engineering, they're an engineering firm. Like I said, they do a lot of government work, and a lot of neat stuff comes out of there. But they helped us out a lot. Badass fenders. Those are the original fenders we actually put on this truck when we built it. I think it's been 8 years now since we actually built the truck. Those things they're solid. I've dropped the trailer on them. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened to them, and they still come back to life. I mean, they're a phenomenal fender. Everything's was bent in-house and then painted to match, with running the stripe straight through the fifth wheel plate, so it actually looks like it doesn't stop. Everybody was like, why'd you do that? Like, you noticed it. That's all that matters.
That's why we did it.
Yes. And that's the biggest thing. It's taking something that nobody else has and make it better. We actually had a local guy. He was a painter at one of the local shops. A friend of ours was like, you need to have Justin Perry come up and look at your stuff and do some artwork for you. I was like, okay. He came up. He goes, yeah, I can do it. No problem. Well, that's where the name change order started coming into play. It was just going to have like some scene on the hood. Then it went to, all right, now let's take a picture of the motor, and we're going to project it from the side. So if you open the hood, it is exact replica of what's underneath. It looks like that under the hood. And so we started doing that, and then the name change order came in. We started changing more stuff. And then he put the change order graphics on the back of it, and he did phenomenal work. Phenomenal work. And he still does it today. I mean, if I needed to call him, I'd have him do my work. This was
Second
the second
iteration.
paint.
Okay.
We painted it twice, and this
Okay.
was be the second time in 5 years since we did that. Business, we have 10 dump trucks that we run. They run for local asphalt companies, hauling stock or various materials, and we also do milling and paving a lot for the state
Okay.
of Maryland. Various bridges, mill overlays, and all over the state of Maryland. We also do parking lots and driveways, and we got a crew of like, everybody thinks we're huge, and we have a crew of like 8 people, but the work speaks for itself. You just don't get away from the quality. And it all steps back to this. Everybody's like, why do you have this stuff looking so good? And it's like, hard not to make that first impression. When the first impression sticks, that's what people remember. So, and our work kind of speaks for itself the same way.